Welcome to House of Earth Tarot Read for Virgos, week of June 2nd, 2025. We pulled 8 cards, and the cards are Two of Swords, Four of Cups, the Hermit, King of Swords, Five of Cups, the Death card, Ace of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. Okay, now, Virgo. Ooh, pull your cardigans closer. Pull your cardigans close around you, and relax, because I see some things here. So it looks like, I don't know. And this is a difficult read for me because it hits home. I'm a Virgo myself. So yeah, the cards are clearing their throats. The cards are clearing their throats right now. So for the Two of Cups and the four, I'm sorry, the Two of Swords and the Four of Cups, it looks like you've been kind of sitting in a situation, right? Maybe it's romantic or emotional, or an emotional situation where you've kind of convinced yourself that you're not that you're not choosing. It's almost like you're holding yourself back because you can't decide on something, right? Um, yeah, like you're not making a choice because you feel like that's safer than deciding. Like you're delaying the inevitable. Like you're sitting on your hands. You rather do nothing than decide on what to do. It's almost you also have uh like one eye in the past, and you're looking behind you a little bit, or you're still concerned about some of the things that you may have overcome. Um, and like there's so many options that the universe is sending you, right? There's so many options that the universe is sending you, because every cup that comes your way, you're kind of passing up. Nothing's really hitting, nothing is motivating you to take action. So if you're meeting people, you're not motivated to take action. If you're seeing what may be some good work opportunities or places to live or places to visit, it's like you're not taking action. You're kind of at a stalemate. Nothing is motivating you and nothing is moving you to take that sort of action. And for some reason, it feels somewhat like whenever when you learn a lesson, like you're going through something, a situation, and you heal from that situation and you learn your lesson. It's almost like you feel like you've learned your lesson, right? You feel like you learned from that situation, but you haven't put yourself back out there to really test that theory. Yeah. You haven't put yourself back out there to test that theory to see if you have learned from that, or if you don't no longer have those habits, or if you've learned to recognize certain patterns. So yeah, that's it's an emotional gridlock is what it is. It's an emotional gridlock. We also pulled the Hermit, and we know, don't roll your eyes, Virgo. We know that's the Hermit is your card. The Hermit is your card. But sweetie, there's some soul searching, and you're almost like ghosting yourself. You're ghosting yourself. You've been isolating, using isolation as like a little comfortable hideout. You've been we actually, as Virgos, we isolate often, right? This is our groove, right? We're comfortable in this space, but everyone now is on the inside. Everybody's on the inside, and we just kind of fell in line with everybody that's being on the inside and living this soft life. But that's what we do on a regular. and we're using that. Oh, this is what's in. So we're using our normal isolation, uh, you know, as oh, we're on the inside with everybody else because this is the way to go, and it's just a trap. It's an isolation trap. We're staying inside, so we won't have to make any real decisions on the changes that we need to make in our life. Some of the things that we said we want to put ourselves out there and do. Um, and if we stay inside, guess what? We don't have to make those decisions. But deep down inside, we know that that we're in isolation and we do need to be out because we, as hermits, we're unlike other um, zodiac signs. We're unlike anyone else because we isolate quite a bit throughout the year. You know, we isolate quite a bit throughout the year, so this is no different, honestly. But we know it's different. It doesn't look like it's anything different from somebody from the outside looking in, but we know it's different because we're hiding. And then we have the King of Swords. So now this is somebody's energy. It could be your own energy, but I feel like it's an external energy of someone who's you know who's who has a large presence, and they're sharp, right? And they're not here for your excuses. They're carrying around that energy, that cut the crap type of energy, right? And like I said, it could be your energy where you're finally kind of being honest with yourself, or it can be somebody outside, an external energy. And if it's external, I feel like it would be like an air sign, maybe an air sign, um, or a boss type person. Don't necessarily have to be your boss, but a boss type person. Um, Somebody that's carrying around that boss energy because yeah, they're not pulling any punches with you. They're calling it how they see it, and you know it. You know it. And then we have the Five of Cups, and we have the Death card, which kind of takes me back to when we were talking about, the Two of Swords and the Four of Cups, right? Um, where you kind of in this emotional gridlock because when we're looking at the Five of Cups, I there's some sort of relationship that I'm feeling, or something that you're grieving. Either you're grieving a relationship, an ending of a relationship, or a job, um, but you're grieving something. And the killer part is that you've already checked out of that relationship emotionally, like months ago. You're no longer in it. The job, if it's a job, you're not doing much of nothing with it. You're not giving it your all. You're just probably doing bare minimum to kind of get by. Um, because you do have standards being a Virgo, but you're not doing all that you can do, right? Um, because you don't feel it. Like that version of yourself no longer fits, the idea that you have of who you want to be and who you are, you know. And then with the Five of Cups, like you're staring at spilled wine, you know. You're staring at spilled wine, whereas in your future, like you are holding a whole bottle of champagne in your future, but you're focused on the spilled wine and you're stuck. It goes back to that emotional gridlock, like you're stuck in a space, that emotional gridlock and that isolation. And the death card is here, so something has come to an end. You know it has come to an end. Whether it's the relationship, whether it's just how you were moving in life, a job, it's come to an end. You overstaying your welcome. To put it kindly, you're overstaying your welcome because there's a new beginning. We know that after um, the death card is an opportunity for you to upgrade yourself. So we got to move forward from there. And then we also pulled the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. And just like that, boom, that Ace of Pentacles, like the bag, is secure. And the vision is big, right? There are new job once you have stepped away, once you've let go of what you need to let go of, once you're done grieving what it is that you're grieving, like new job offers, business opportunities are there, right? An email that you've been waiting on is coming. As soon as you drop that dead weight, as soon as you let go of whatever it is that you need to let go of. If you've worked through some things, if you've already feel like you've healed, if you've done your lessons, you know what you're going to do next time in certain situations, you got to step back out there. You got to take that first step back out there. Um and so the Three of Wands is telling also, when I see Three of Wands, I also think of traveling season, right? You want to get out there, right? There are so many possibilities out there. And for some reason, I think you're good with the travel. You're good with the travel. Like, I see you booking flights. I see you booking cruises, looking at hotels, looking overseas. I see all of that. So this just Virgo.